Marcus Licinius Crassus was often known as the richest man in Rome and one of the richest in history. He made a significant portion of his wealth by exploiting firefighting services for personal gain. In ancient Rome, fire was a constant threat to every home and business in the city. The narrow streets and closely packed buildings made it easy for flames to spread quickly. Crassus recognized this vulnerability and saw an opportunity to turn a profit from the city's perilous situation. He created a private firefighting brigade, staffed with hundreds of slaves trained to respond swiftly to any blaze that broke out in the city. But Crassus did not offer his services for free. In fact, he charged exorbitant fees to put out fires on private property. Homeowners and business owners desperate to save their buildings from destruction would have no choice but to pay Crassus's high prices. This exploitative practice made Crassus one of the wealthiest individuals in Rome and solidified his reputation as the richest man in Rome. But what led this powerful and wealthy figure to renounce his immense fortune? That's a story for another time. Before we begin, a small request. Most of the people listening tonight aren't subscribed. If this channel has ever helped you drift off, take a moment to subscribe. It's free, it helps this channel more than you'd think, and you can always change your mind later. And if you feel like it, leave a comment telling me where in the world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. I love reading them. One more thing before we begin. I'm also a co-founder of a sleep app built to be the most affordable one out there. No ads, ever. Just sounds and stories made to help you sleep. It may not be released yet as this video goes up, but if you're watching a little later, it might be out by now. Just search for it, it should be easy to find. It works on iPhone, Android, and everything in between. Downloading it is the best way to support this channel. In the sprawling expanse of ancient Rome, where wealth and power were closely intertwined, one figure stands out: Marcus Licinius Crassus. But how did he accumulate such vast riches? A significant portion came from an unexpected source: firefighting. In ancient Rome, fires were a constant threat to the city's wooden structures and densely packed neighborhoods. Crassus saw an opportunity where others saw only danger. He developed a system of private firefighting services, but with a twist. He would only extinguish the flames if the owner agreed to sell him their burning property at a fraction of its value. This controversial approach earned him immense wealth and landed him in the center of a scandal that continues to resonate today. Citizens were outraged by this exploitative tactic, which some saw as profiting from the misfortune of others. Yet, in a city where wealth was often obtained through ruthless means, Crassus's methods were not entirely unprecedented. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the ethical dilemmas that can arise when wealth and necessity collide. Ultimately, this firefighting scandal played a significant role in shaping the vast fortune that Marcus Licinius Crassus would one day renounce for a life of philosophical pursuit. But for now, let us turn to another chapter in this tale of wealth and power. The year is 53 BC, a time when the Roman Republic's power was stretching across vast lands. Marcus Licinius Crassus, one of Rome's wealthiest men, led his forces against the Parthian army at the Battle of Carrhae. Crassus commanded around 50,000 Roman soldiers, a formidable force that had brought victory in many previous battles. But the Parthian army was not to be underestimated. They were expert horse archers, skilled in a tactic that would prove devastatingly effective. The battle began with an exchange of arrows, but the Romans soon found themselves at a disadvantage. The Parthians' swift and accurate volleys were relentless. Crassus tried to regroup his forces, but the Parthian army was unyielding in its assault. The Romans were overwhelmed, their numbers diminishing rapidly. Despite Crassus's attempts to rally his troops, it became clear that the tide of battle had turned against them. The Roman commander found himself surrounded by enemy forces. With no escape route and his army in disarray, Crassus was captured by the Parthian general Murena. The battle marked a decisive turning point in Rome's expansion into the east and signaled a shift in Crassus's own fortunes. From this pivotal moment, Crassus would renounce his wealth and dedicate himself to a life of philosophical pursuit, forever changing the course of his own story. It is the year 53 BCE. Marcus Licinius Crassus leads a formidable force of 50,000 Roman soldiers into the arid plains of Mesopotamia, aiming to expand Rome's influence eastward. His sights are set on the city of Carrhae, a vital stronghold along the Silk Road. The Parthian army, numbering approximately 10,000 men, awaits him. The Parthians, renowned for their cavalry prowess and use of hit-and-run tactics, are a force to be reckoned with despite their smaller numbers. Crassus's forces, while numerically superior, lack the flexibility and mobility that the Parthian army possesses. The Battle of Carrhae begins under the scorching sun. The Roman legions, accustomed to disciplined formation and frontal assault, struggle against the swift and elusive Parthians. As the battle rages on, the Romans find themselves increasingly overwhelmed by the guerrilla-like tactics of their foes. The Parthians, true to their reputation for cruelty, execute Crassus as a cautionary example to other Roman commanders. Crassus's death at the hands of the Parthians serves as a stark reminder of Rome's limitations in unfamiliar terrain. His capture and subsequent execution are a chilling testament to the dangers of overconfidence and underestimation of one's foes. From this pivotal moment, Crassus's story takes an even more dramatic turn. His capture and demise set the stage for his son's quest for vengeance and the eventual renunciation of Roman imperial ambitions in the East. Crassus's wealth, once the source of his power, now becomes a symbol of his hubris. His death underscores the limits of Roman might and signals a shift in Rome's strategic focus. Before the rise of Marcus Licinius Crassus, there was another wealthy man who chose a different path. In ancient Athens, during the early 3rd century BCE, a philosopher named Zeno of Citium established a new way of thinking called Stoicism. Zeno's teachings emphasized living in accordance with nature, or logos, the universal reason underlying all things. Unlike Crassus, who sought wealth and power, Zeno believed in the virtue of self-control and the importance of accepting one's fate. His ideas laid the foundation for a philosophical tradition that would later influence thinkers like Seneca. Through his teachings, Zeno of Citium shaped a philosophy that would resonate for centuries, shaping the lives and thoughts of many who sought wisdom in a chaotic world. Seneca was a versatile figure, serving as a Roman philosopher, dramatist, and statesman. He is perhaps best remembered for his influential writings on Stoic philosophy. Though born into wealth and privilege, Seneca chose to dedicate much of his life to the pursuit of wisdom and knowledge. In his role as tutor to Emperor Nero from around 50-62 CE, Seneca had a significant influence on the future leader of Rome. Throughout his life, Seneca penned numerous letters, many collectively known as Letters from a Stoic, which have been treasured by philosophers ever since. In these letters, Seneca emphasized the importance of contentment with what one has and not being dependent on fortune, a core tenet of Stoic philosophy. He believed that true happiness comes from accepting one's circumstances and finding inner peace within them. Despite the tumultuous political climate of Rome during his time, Seneca's teachings remained a beacon of calm and reason. His writings continued to shape the philosophical landscape long after his death in 65 CE, a testament to their enduring relevance. As we delve deeper into the world of Stoicism, we find that Seneca's insights are pivotal to understanding its core principles. Through his teachings, Seneca the Younger laid a foundation for philosophical exploration that would be built upon by those who came after him. The Middle Stoa flourished in the 2nd and early 1st centuries BCE, a time when Rome was at its zenith of power and influence. This era saw the foundations of Stoicism laid down by remarkable figures who would shape its enduring legacy. At the heart of this movement was Panaetius, a thinker whose insights would echo through generations. Born in Athens around 85 BCE, Panaetius became known for his meticulous approach to philosophy. He believed that the study of Stoicism should not be mere abstract contemplation, but a practical application to daily life. This emphasis on pragmatism made his teachings especially appealing. One of Panaetius's most influential disciples was Posidonius, who carried the torch of Stoicism to new realms. Born in Apamea around 35 BCE, Posidonius was not only a philosopher, but also an accomplished scholar and explorer. His journeys took him across the Mediterranean, from Greece to Italy. He is remembered for his detailed accounts of the tides in the British Isles and the coast of Spain, observations that predated similar modern studies by centuries. But it was his philosophical writings that left an indelible mark on Stoicism's development. Posidonius expanded the Stoic tradition by integrating elements from other schools of thought. Under their guidance, the Middle Stoa flourished in Athens and Rome, attracting some of the brightest minds of the time. This period was a golden age for Stoic thought. In the bustling streets of ancient Rome, where wealth and power were often venerated above all else, these philosophers taught a radical alternative: the pursuit of virtue over material gain. The Stoic legacy, born amidst the grandeur of ancient Rome, would continue to guide seekers of wisdom through the centuries. Its timeless lessons on resilience and virtue remain as relevant today as they were in the era of Panaetius and Posidonius. Beyond the grandeur of ancient Rome, there existed a man who renounced his immense wealth in pursuit of wisdom. Crassus dedicated himself to the study of Stoic philosophy under the tutelage of Athenodorus Cordelion. This philosophical school emphasized living in accordance with nature and accepting one's fate. Seneca, a prominent intellectual figure during Crassus's time, espoused these principles, living in harmony with nature and reason. This philosophy resonated deeply with Crassus, guiding him to a new path in life. This pursuit of knowledge led him to a more meaningful existence, one that was not defined by his material possessions, but by the inner peace he found in philosophical understanding. It was an epiphany for Crassus, the realization that true wealth lies not in coins and property, but in wisdom and serenity. His newfound philosophy allowed him to navigate the complexities of life with a calm acceptance of fate. This approach transformed his outlook on existence, making each day an opportunity for personal growth rather than a struggle for power and riches. Crassus's philosophy journey illustrates the profound impact Stoicism can have on a life. It highlights that true fulfillment comes not from amassing wealth, but from understanding and living in accordance with nature. Crassus, the wealthiest man in Rome, made his fortune through exploitation. He was known for his cunning and ruthlessness, but there was a moment that changed everything. He realized the power of minimalism when he saw the sheer wastefulness of Rome's opulence. The city, overflowing with luxuries, contrasted starkly with those who had nothing. This realization was not just about wealth, but also about necessity and the essence of life. Crassus began to question the value of his riches in a world where so many lacked even basic needs. His relationship with luxury shifted as he started seeing it not as a sign of status, but as an extravagance that could be spared. Minimalism taught him to value what was truly essential. This new perspective led Crassus to renounce his wealth, not in a grand gesture, but as a quiet, personal decision. It was the beginning of his philosophical journey, a quest for understanding true fulfillment. To truly grasp the transformation of Marcus Licinius Crassus, we must understand the philosophical schools that shaped his thinking. Among them was Epicureanism, a school of thought named after the philosopher Epicurus. Epicurus believed that the ultimate goal in life is to seek pleasure and avoid pain. But this wasn't about indulgence. It was about cultivating a state of tranquility and freedom from fear. This philosophy taught that true happiness comes from living modestly and appreciating the simple things in life. For Crassus, who had once been one of Rome's wealthiest men, these principles must have held immense appeal. The idea that true fulfillment lies not in riches, but in a peaceful mind and a simple life resonated deeply with him. It's no surprise, then, that Crassus would eventually renounce his vast fortune to pursue this philosophical path. He made his fortune exploiting firefighting services, but eventually renounced his vast wealth to pursue a life of philosophical study. Their interactions were marked by deep philosophical debates that reflected their differing views on the nature of philosophy itself. Crassus believed in a practical and accessible approach to philosophy, emphasizing its usefulness in everyday life. He argued that philosophy should be a guide for living a virtuous and meaningful existence rather than an abstract pursuit. On the other hand, Cicero was known for his more academic and theoretical approach to philosophy, often delving into complex ideas that might seem removed from daily experience. These differing perspectives led to engaging and thought-provoking exchanges between the two philosophers. Through these debates, Crassus honed his intellectual prowess and deepened his commitment to philosophy as a practical art. His interactions with Cicero highlighted the transformative power of philosophical inquiry and its potential to shape one's worldview. The wealthiest man in Rome, Marcus Licinius Crassus, left behind a legacy that echoed through the centuries. He penned several treatises on Stoicism, outlining his beliefs and the moral lessons he had learned through his experiences. While many of these texts have been lost to time, fragments remain that reveal Crassus's thoughts on virtue, duty, and the nature of human existence. In particular, his reflections on wealth and its corrupting influence continue to resonate with scholars today. This quote encapsulates the core of Crassus's philosophical journey, a profound shift from seeing wealth as a measure of power to understanding it as a tool that could either empower or enslave. It is this legacy of thoughtful inquiry and moral reflection that has left its mark on subsequent generations of Stoic thinkers. Crassus's writings served as a foundation for later Stoics like Seneca, who built upon these ideas to further develop the philosophical school. Through his philosophical pursuits, Crassus demonstrated how a life dedicated to intellectual growth could shape not only one's own worldview, but also the thinking of future generations. His journey serves as a testament to the enduring power of philosophy and its ability to transform both individuals and societies over time. The role of his wealth in stabilizing the Roman currency is a testament to how Crassus used his fortune for more than personal gain. His investments helped maintain economic stability in Rome. Crassus's business acumen and real estate investments influenced other patricians to follow suit, leading to a boom in the Roman property market. His agricultural investments also secured food supplies for Rome's growing population, ensuring that even as the city expanded, its citizens were well fed. The influence of Crassus's business acumen extended beyond his personal ventures. His strategies inspired other wealthy Romans to invest in real estate and agriculture. These investments collectively contributed to Rome's economic stability during a period of rapid expansion. Imagine the scene, Crassus, once the richest man in Rome, now devoting his time and energy to philosophical pursuits. His wealth was not just for personal gain, it shaped the financial landscape of Rome and ensured its citizens were well fed and housed. Marcus Licinius Crassus, known for his immense wealth, wasn't just a figure of fortune but also a seeker of wisdom. His association with Epicurus and other influential philosophers deepened his intellectual pursuits. Epicurus, the founder of Epicureanism, taught that pleasure is the highest good and pain the ultimate evil. Though Crassus never personally met Epicurus, his writings were a significant influence on him. Philademus, another prominent Epicurean philosopher, was among Crassus's circle of intellectual companions. Philademus's works emphasize the importance of living a life free from fear and anxiety. Crassus found in these philosophies a way to transcend his wealth and dedicate himself to the pursuit of wisdom. This quest for knowledge didn't just shape Crassus's personal philosophy, but also influenced his actions in Rome. His wealth was not merely a tool for personal gain, it became a means to support these intellectual endeavors. Crassus's legacy isn't just about his riches, but also about the philosophical circle he cultivated and the wisdom it brought. The breadth of these intellectual influences guided him into a life dedicated to thought and understanding. This pursuit wasn't just about wealth, it was about the deeper questions of existence that he sought to answer. Marcus Licinius Crassus, often referred to as the richest man in Rome, is known for renouncing his immense wealth to pursue philosophy. This pursuit wasn't just about wealth, it was about the deeper questions of existence that he sought to answer. His quest led him to Stoicism, a school of thought that emphasized living in accordance with nature and accepting one's fate. Crassus applied these philosophical principles to his political life. In the year 53 BC, Crassus led the Roman forces into battle against the Parthians at Carrhae. This engagement highlighted his Stoic beliefs about leadership and decision-making. The battle was a turning point in Roman history, revealing how Crassus's philosophical convictions influenced his political choices. Crassus's philosophical writings and actions resonated deeply within the circles of Stoicism, influencing generations of thinkers who drew from his wisdom. Beyond Seneca, many other philosophers and writers have drawn inspiration from Crassus's philosophical pursuits. His Stoic beliefs about leadership and decision-making continue to shape modern thought, serving as a beacon for those seeking wisdom in both personal and political arenas. The enduring impact of Crassus's philosophical pursuits underscores the timeless relevance of his teachings, demonstrating how a single life can ripple through generations and influence the course of history. In a world that often values wealth and power above all else, Crassus's renunciation of his riches stands as a testament to the transformative power of philosophical inquiry. His actions and writings continue to resonate with thinkers who seek to understand the deeper truths of existence, highlighting the lasting impact of his pursuit of wisdom. His philosophical legacy lives on, inspiring generations to question, explore, and grow in wisdom. Before renouncing his wealth for philosophical pursuits, Crassus used his fortune to benefit Rome in significant ways. One of his notable philanthropic activities was the construction of public structures. He built a massive aqueduct that brought clean water to the city, improving the quality of life for thousands of Romans. This infrastructure project not only showcased his wealth, but also demonstrated his commitment to the well-being of his fellow citizens. In addition to constructing public facilities, Crassus was known for his generosity towards the less fortunate. He established foundations that supported the poor and needy in Rome. His acts of philanthropy were not just about personal gain or recognition. They reflected a deeper understanding of the responsibilities that came with his wealth. This initial approach to wealth would eventually lead him down a path towards philosophy. As Crassus delved deeper into philosophical studies, he began to question the true value of his riches. This shift in perspective marked the beginning of a profound transformation in his life. The journey from being the richest man in Rome to renouncing wealth for philosophical pursuits is a story that continues to inspire generations. It underscores how one can use their resources, not just for personal gain, but also for the betterment of society. Ultimately, Crassus's philanthropic activities laid the foundation for his philosophical explorations. His life serves as a testament to the power of using wealth wisely and the importance of pursuing knowledge and wisdom. As a military leader, Crassus applied these philosophical lessons to his strategies. His approach was marked by an unyielding focus on the present moment, echoing the Stoic emphasis on living in accordance with nature. This patient strategy can be traced back to the Stoic principle of accepting what one cannot change. Crassus recognized that certain outcomes were beyond his control and chose instead to focus on what he could influence, the discipline and readiness of his troops. He believed in the power of endurance and adaptability, qualities that Stoic philosophy highly values. Even in defeat, he maintained a Stoic demeanor, refusing to let emotions cloud his judgment. His capture and eventual death at the hands of the Parthians serve as a stark reminder of the transience of life, another core Stoic belief. The practical application of these philosophical principles in Crassus's life demonstrates the profound influence of Stoicism on his military strategies and personal resilience. Crassus believed that the accumulation and redistribution of wealth could be used to create a more just and equitable society. His views on wealth redistribution were profoundly influenced by Stoic philosophy, which he deeply studied throughout his life. Under the guidance of philosophers like Seneca and Zeno, Crassus came to view wealth as a responsibility rather than a mere privilege. This perspective led him to propose bold reforms aimed at addressing the stark economic inequalities prevalent in Roman society. One of Crassus's most notable proposals was a progressive tax system designed to ensure that wealthier citizens contributed more to the state's coffers. This reform aimed to reduce the burden on the poor and redistribute resources more evenly across society. However, implementing such radical changes in a society deeply entrenched in traditional hierarchies proved challenging. Crassus faced significant resistance from both the senatorial class and wealthy landowners who stood to lose their privileges under his reforms. Despite these obstacles, Crassus's unwavering commitment to Stoic principles kept him steadfast in his mission. He saw his efforts not as a political power play, but as a moral imperative guided by the dictates of reason and virtue. As he delved deeper into Stoicism, Crassus's views on wealth and its distribution evolved. He began to see that true wealth was not merely material, but also spiritual, found in the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. This realization led Crassus to eventually renounce much of his material wealth and dedicate himself fully to a life of philosophical pursuit. His example stands as a testament to the transformative power of Stoic thought on individual lives and societal structures alike. In the end, Crassus's journey illustrates how the philosophical beliefs he embraced shaped his vision for a more just Roman society. His dedication to Stoic principles not only guided his personal life, but also influenced the societal reforms he sought to implement. Crassus's devotion to Stoicism extended beyond his own life, shaping his personal relationships and social interactions. He was known for treating friends and colleagues with equanimity, neither being overly attached nor distant. Crassus viewed wealth as a means to an end rather than an end itself, which led him to be generous and fair in his dealings. His relationships were built on mutual respect and trust, reflecting the Stoic belief in the interconnectedness of all things. Crassus's philosophical journey humanized his approach to personal relationships, making them more genuine and less transactional. Captured by the Parthians, Crassus maintained his composure and refused to negotiate or plead for mercy. He saw this final trial as a test of his Stoic resolve, accepting his fate with dignity. His actions at Carrhae pay off the thread of how Stoicism shaped his personal relationships, demonstrating the profound practical applications of philosophical principles. In death as in life, Crassus's adherence to Stoic philosophy revealed a human side that sought to live and interact with others on the basis of reason and virtue. As one of Rome's richest men, Crassus built his fortune on shrewd investments and ruthless business practices. However, beneath the veneer of his public persona lay a private transformation. Crassus began to explore Stoic philosophy, seeking emotional discipline and inner peace. He believed that the key to emotional well-being lay in mastering one's passions and desires. In practice, this meant controlling his anger and fear, not allowing them to dictate his actions. Crassus's approach to desire was equally rigorous. He sought contentment with what he had. His personal transformation was evident in his daily life and dealings with others. For Crassus, the pursuit of wealth had lost its luster in comparison to the tranquility of philosophical understanding. His legacy continues to inspire those seeking wisdom and emotional balance in a world often driven by greed and ambition. As the first light of dawn breaks over ancient Rome, Marcus Licinius Crassus awakens to begin his day. Unlike most patricians who indulge in lavish breakfasts and extravagant morning rituals, Crassus rises with a singular purpose: to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. His morning ritual is not one of luxury, but of discipline and self-control, embodying the core principles of Stoicism that guide his daily life. Crassus begins his day with a simple meal, often consisting of only bread and water. This Spartan breakfast is not an act of deprivation, but a reminder of the essential nature of life's necessities. By choosing simplicity over excess, he asserts control over his desires and aligns himself with the natural order of things. As he sits in quiet reflection, Crassus contemplates the day ahead, envisioning both potential setbacks and opportunities for growth. This mental exercise is rooted in the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, premeditation on adversity. By visualizing possible challenges, Crassus prepares himself emotionally and mentally to face them with equanimity. This Stoic discipline aims not at avoiding adversity, but at being ready when it inevitably arrives. As the morning light brightens, Crassus steps out into his atrium, where he engages in a daily practice of contemplative walking. With each step, he reflects on the transience of life and the impermanence of wealth. This ritual is a stark reminder of his own mortality and the ephemeral nature of material possessions. It serves as a constant corrective to the vain pursuit of wealth, which he once exploited for personal gain. As Crassus meets with his family and friends throughout the day, he engages with them not through the lens of wealth or status, but through a genuine interest in their well-being and personal growth. His conversations are marked by an earnest desire to understand and support, reflecting the Stoic virtue of philanthropy, a love for all humankind. By focusing on the inner lives of those around him, he transcends superficial social interactions. In times of decision-making, whether it's a matter of business or personal ethics, Crassus adheres to the principle of adiaphora, living according to nature. He asks himself not what is expedient or profitable, but what aligns with natural law and virtue. This Stoic tenet guides him away from the short-sightedness of immediate gain towards choices that are sustainable and ethical in the long term. As night falls, Crassus reflects on the day's events with a clear and objective mindset. He does not dwell on successes or failures, but rather evaluates each experience as an opportunity for wisdom. This Stoic practice of autopsyche self-reflection allows him to learn from both the highs and lows, continually refining his character and understanding. With each passing day, Crassus embodies the principles of Stoicism not as abstract philosophical concepts, but as practical guides to a life well lived. His discipline and self-control are evident in every action, from his simple morning meal to his contemplative walks and meaningful conversations. By integrating Stoicism into the fabric of his daily life, he achieves a sense of inner tranquility that is not swayed by the fleeting nature of wealth or status. This harmonious balance between philosophy and practice stands as a testament to the enduring wisdom of Stoicism. Among his correspondences were the Letters from a Stoic, a collection of 144 epistles addressed to Lucilius, a friend and fellow seeker of wisdom. Crassus's letters were not mere academic treatises, they were personal reflections and practical advice on living a life guided by Stoicism. In one letter, dated around 4 CE, Crassus addressed the challenge of navigating adversity. "Remember," he wrote, that the greatest obstacle to living a virtuous life is not poverty or hardship, but the fear of them. He continued, "The wise man does not fear what he cannot control. Instead, he focuses on what is within his power." This was the core of Crassus's Stoic philosophy: acceptance and action. In another letter, sent during a time when political turmoil gripped Rome, Crassus offered counsel on maintaining inner peace. "Do not be troubled by the tumult of the world around you," he wrote. "Focus on your own actions and reactions, for they are all that truly belong to you." Crassus's letters provided a window into his personal reflections and practical advice on Stoic living. Through these correspondences, Crassus shared not just his intellectual insights, but also the practical applications of Stoicism in everyday life. Crassus's decision to renounce his wealth and embrace Stoicism did not go unnoticed among the intellectual circles of Rome. His correspondences with other philosophers helped disseminate Stoic principles, influencing figures such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, was deeply inspired by Crassus's writings. Marcus Aurelius, known for his meditations, drew heavily on Stoic philosophy to guide his own reign as Emperor of Rome. These principles found their way into Aurelius's philosophical works, shaping his view on leadership and resilience. Beyond the ancient world, Crassus's Stoic philosophy continues to influence modern thinkers. Stoicism today is often associated with personal growth, emotional resilience, and the pursuit of inner peace. Crassus's journey from wealth to philosophical pursuit set a precedent that has been followed by many seekers of wisdom over the centuries. But what virtues guided him on this path? To understand Marcus Licinius Crassus, we must explore the Stoic virtues. First among them was wisdom. Crassus demonstrated his pursuit of wisdom through his actions. He renounced his immense wealth, not out of mere charity or to gain admiration. He saw the fleeting nature of material possessions and chose to invest in knowledge. This was not just a financial decision, but a profound insight into the impermanence of worldly goods. Next came justice. Crassus's transformation was not merely personal, but also impacted those around him. He understood the importance of fairness and the harm that unchecked power can cause. His infamous exploitation of Rome's firefighting services for personal gain was a stark reminder of this. The realization that his actions were unjust led him to a life of philosophical pursuit, aiming for greater balance and fairness. Courage was another virtue that defined Crassus's journey. It took immense bravery to leave behind a life of luxury and ease. To choose the path less traveled, to forego material wealth in favor of intellectual riches, requires a strength that is not merely physical but deeply moral. Lastly, temperance. This virtue emphasizes self-control and moderation, qualities that Crassus embraced in his new life. He did not abandon wealth for a life of deprivation or asceticism. Instead, he sought balance, understanding that true happiness lies not in excess, but in moderation. These Stoic virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, deepened Crassus's worldview and shaped his actions. His journey from wealth to philosophical pursuit was not just a personal transformation, but a testament to the enduring power of these principles. One of the most significant encounters in Marcus Licinius Crassus's journey towards philosophy was his meeting with Diogenes, the renowned Greek Cynic philosopher known for his radical ideas and unconventional lifestyle. Crassus, intrigued by Diogenes' reputation, sought him out in Athens, where the philosopher was known to live in a tub. Upon finding Diogenes, Crassus observed his simple lifestyle and heard his teachings that challenged conventional wisdom about wealth and status. Diogenes famously argued that true happiness does not come from material wealth, but from living in accordance with nature. He often demonstrated this by using a simple wooden bowl instead of the lavish pottery and silverware that many Romans valued. Their conversation, though brief, planted a seed in Crassus's mind that would later bloom into his own philosophical pursuits. It was this encounter that set him on the path towards Stoicism and the renunciation of his immense wealth for a life dedicated to the pursuit of wisdom. Years later, Crassus would look back on this meeting as a pivotal moment in his transformation from one of Rome's wealthiest men to a seeker of philosophical truths. In the ancient world of Rome, wealth was seen as a sign of power and status, but it also brought its own set of challenges. He would buy properties at low prices and sell them back to the owners at exorbitant rates, using their desperation to his advantage. Stoic philosophers like Seneca taught that wealth was a fleeting and fickle master. They believed in the transience of material possessions and advocated for detachment from worldly goods. Crassus, who had amassed a fortune that could buy fleets of ships and entire legions of soldiers, found himself drawn to these teachings. He began to see his wealth not as a sign of power, but as a burden that chained him to the whims of fortune. Years later, Crassus would renounce his vast riches in pursuit of philosophical truths. In Rome, few names evoked both wealth and wisdom like Marcus Licinius Crassus. Among his peers, this transformation was seen as a bold act that challenged societal norms. The public began to see a shift in perception towards wealth and its true value. Crassus's actions sparked conversations about the true nature of wealth and happiness. In a society where material possessions often defined status, Crassus's example offered an alternative path. Stoicism, with its emphasis on contentment and living in accordance with nature, gained traction among those seeking a deeper understanding of life. His actions challenged the prevailing norms and sparked a shift in public opinion towards wealth and its true value. In the heart of ancient Rome, one of history's wealthiest men embarked on a journey that defied all expectations. To understand Crassus's transformation, we must explore the philosophical influences that shaped his beliefs and actions. Among the key figures who influenced him was Epicurus, a philosopher from Athens. Epicurus believed in the importance of simplicity and living modestly. He taught that wealth is not a measure of one's happiness or wisdom, but rather a distraction from true fulfillment. Another significant influence was Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism. He saw it not as a symbol of power or status, but as a burden that kept him from true wisdom and inner peace. His decision to renounce his riches was a testament to the profound impact these philosophical teachings had on him. Crassus's transformation from a wealthy man to a dedicated philosopher was a journey shaped by the insights of Epicurus and Zeno. Understanding these influences helps us appreciate the depth of Crassus's transformation and the wisdom he sought to embody. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, the idea that we can only control our own actions and not the outcomes or opinions of others. For Crassus, this meant focusing on his personal virtue and wisdom rather than trying to manipulate circumstances or public opinion. He began to see wealth as a transient advantage, one that did not bring genuine contentment. Crassus embraced this principle, recognizing that his accumulation of wealth had been at odds with natural order. He realized the futility of trying to control what is inherently uncontrollable and began to renounce his material possessions. His shift towards philosophical pursuit was not just a quest for knowledge, but also an attempt to align himself with nature's harmony. Crassus found solace in the idea that true contentment comes from understanding and accepting one's place within the natural order of things. As he delved deeper into Stoic philosophy, Crassus discovered that inner peace is not achieved through external wealth, but through the cultivation of wisdom and virtue. Virtue, in particular, held a special significance for him. He began to advocate for virtuous leadership, believing that moral integrity was essential in politics. Crassus believed that leaders should embody the qualities of wisdom, justice, and courage. He saw virtue as a guiding principle for public decision-making, ensuring that policies benefited all citizens equally. This shift in his political philosophy was evident in his advocacy for reforms aimed at reducing corruption and promoting fair governance. One of the most notable examples was his push for a transparent firefighting service. He proposed that public funding should be allocated fairly to prevent individuals from exploiting the system for personal gain, as he himself had done in his earlier years. This move highlighted his commitment to moral integrity and virtuous leadership. He often cited the example of ancient Roman leaders who maintained simple lifestyles while serving the public. This philosophy was not just theoretical, but also reflected in his personal actions. Crassus began to live more modestly, using his wealth primarily for philanthropic causes and supporting educational institutions that promoted Stoic thought. His advocacy for virtue in politics continued throughout his life, inspiring many of his contemporaries to adopt similar views. This chapter shows how Stoicism can influence not just personal life, but also public and political decisions, furthering our exploration of a life well lived. As Crassus's journey demonstrates, the pursuit of virtue in leadership can transform both individual lives and entire societies. Crassus's renunciation of his immense wealth for a life dedicated to philosophy left an enduring mark on the intellectual landscape of ancient Rome. Among his lasting contributions are his philosophical writings, which continue to resonate today. Crassus's philosophical principles, though not directly attributed to him, find echoes in Seneca's teachings. Both Crassus and Seneca emphasized the importance of living a virtuous life and the pursuit of wisdom. This principle underscores the notion that material riches are meaningless without wisdom and virtue. It highlights the lasting influence of Crassus's philosophical thought, which continues to guide thinkers today. Despite no known works directly attributed to him, the enduring resonance of Crassus's philosophical principles indicates their profound impact. His pursuit of wisdom and virtue has left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire. In this way, Marcus Licinius Crassus's life and philosophical pursuits embody a timeless lesson. True wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the wisdom and virtue that guide one's actions. As we delve deeper into his story, we see how his renunciation of wealth for a life of philosophical pursuit continues to inspire generations. This chapter underscores the lasting significance of Crassus's philosophical pursuits, reinforcing the video's exploration of a life dedicated to wisdom and virtue. Crassus's views on friendship were profoundly influenced by Stoic philosophy. In his eyes, true friends were not mere companions, but essential partners in a philosophical life. They provided support and challenge, fostering growth and intellectual development. Crassus's relationships with contemporaries like Cicero were marked by this Stoic ideal of friendship. Despite their differing political views and personalities, Crassus and Cicero maintained a respectful bond built on mutual intellectual stimulation. For Marcus Crassus, friendship was not just about companionship, but about creating an environment where ideas could be tested and refined. It was a cornerstone of his ethical approach to life, shaping how he interacted with those around him. In the end, Crassus's philosophical pursuits led him to renounce much of his wealth and dedicate himself fully to the life of a philosopher. His story serves as a testament to the power of Stoic ethics, showing how they can shape not only one's views on wealth, but also one's approach to friendship and interpersonal relationships. As we delve deeper into Crassus's life, we see how his Stoic philosophy guided not only his decisions, but also the very fabric of his relationships. It was a philosophy that taught him to value true friendship above wealth and power, making it central to his pursuit of wisdom and virtue. Faced with a vastly outnumbered Parthian army led by Sharina, Crassus's forces were swiftly overwhelmed. Despite his military prowess and strategic planning, the battle was lost. In this moment of adversity, Crassus did not waver in his Stoic resilience. He understood that his fate was beyond his control and chose to face it with calm acceptance. He is said to have quoted a famous Stoic adage, "Fortune rules the wise as well as the foolish." Crassus's philosophy taught him that it was not events themselves, but how one reacted to them that defined their true nature. This principle guided him through other personal losses and public scandals as well. Despite his wealth, Crassus lost a son in battle, an event that could have shattered many. But Crassus remained steadfast in his belief that grief was a natural response, and he mourned openly, yet with a sense of acceptance. His public life was marked by controversy as well, including accusations of exploiting firefighting services for personal gain. Yet Crassus faced these challenges with the same Stoic resolve, understanding that while he could not control public perception, he could control his own actions and reactions. Throughout his life, Crassus demonstrated that Stoic resilience is not about the absence of adversity, but rather the ability to face it with wisdom and acceptance. Though his name carries the weight of wealth and power, Crassus found solace in a different realm: philosophy. Crassus came to believe that philosophy was not just an academic pursuit, but a vital component of a well-rounded education. He advocated for educational institutions that promoted Stoic teachings, where students could learn not just the art of making money, but also the art of living wisely. In his view, philosophy wasn't a luxury reserved for the elite, but an essential tool for navigating life's challenges. Crassus saw education as more than acquiring knowledge. It was a journey toward wisdom and self-mastery. His commitment to Stoicism extended deeply into his views on education, guiding him to support institutions that fostered this transformative philosophy. Throughout his life, Crassus's renunciation of wealth for the pursuit of wisdom left an indelible mark on Roman philosophy and education. Crassus was known for his exploitation of firefighting services to amass wealth, but it's his later journey that intrigues us. When faced with significant decisions, Crassus turned to the principles of Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in virtue ethics. One of his most notable political decisions involved the formation of the First Triumvirate with Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great. In a world where power often corrupts, Crassus adhered to Stoic principles of self-control and moderation. This commitment to Stoic values was evident in his personal life as well. Despite his wealth, Crassus led a life of simplicity and focus. Rather than being swayed by the temptations of wealth, he chose to live in accordance with nature and reason, core Stoic tenets. His story serves as a reminder that true power lies not in wealth or political might, but in the wisdom and virtue cultivated through philosophical pursuit. For instance, Crassus was known for his restraint and patience, virtues highly valued in Stoic philosophy. These qualities were not just theoretical ideals, but practical tools he used to navigate the complexities of Rome's political landscape. Crassus's story demonstrates the practical integration of Stoic principles in daily life, strengthening our narrative of his pursuit of wisdom. His renunciation of wealth and embrace of philosophy left a lasting impact on Roman society, an enduring testament to the power of virtue over riches. For centuries, the name Marcus Licinius Crassus has echoed through Roman history as a testament to wealth and power. But what drew this man, who once exploited firefighting services for personal gain, to the ideals of Stoicism? He believed that wealth, while useful for influence, should not be the primary goal in itself. For Crassus, true power lay in the ability to renounce wealth and embrace philosophical pursuits, a principle that guided his actions throughout his life. His views on the corrupting influence of power were put to the test at the Battle of Carrhae in 53 BC. With an army numbering around 50,000 men, Crassus faced off against a Parthian force, approximately one-fifth his size. His military strategy was bold, but ultimately disastrous. In the face of his military failures, Crassus found solace in a philosophical tradition that prized self-discipline above all else. The Stoics believed that the key to a virtuous life was mastering oneself, specifically one's emotions and desires. Crassus, under the tutelage of Athenodorus Cordelian, saw in these teachings a path to transcending his personal failures. He took to heart the Stoic principle that the only true wealth was one's character and virtue. His military strategy had been his undoing, but his newfound discipline helped him redirect his focus. Though his military endeavors ended in disaster, Crassus found a deeper victory through philosophical self-discipline. This underscores the practical application of Stoic philosophy in daily life, making its teachings more tangible and relatable. In the grand tapestry of life, even the most powerful figures can find solace and wisdom in ancient teachings. His transformation from the richest man in Rome to a devout student of philosophy was marked by his correspondences with prominent thinkers of the time. Among those he corresponded with was Cicero, who himself was a renowned statesman and philosopher. In one of their letters, Crassus and Cicero discussed the nature of wealth and its true value in a person's life. Through these exchanges, Crassus began to see the limitations of material possessions and their inability to bring true happiness or wisdom. In their letters, Zeno emphasized the importance of living a life guided by virtue and wisdom rather than the transient pleasures of wealth. Crassus found solace in these teachings and began to embrace a life centered around philosophical pursuits rather than material gain. Through his correspondences with other Roman thinkers, Crassus's intellectual landscape expanded significantly. These exchanges not only broadened his philosophical horizons, but also provided a deeper understanding of the intellectual climate of Rome during his time. Ultimately, these philosophical correspondences shaped Crassus's journey towards renouncing his wealth and embracing a life dedicated to the pursuit of wisdom. This shift in perspective is reflected in Crassus's own words: "Wealth is merely a tool that can be used wisely by the wise and foolishly by the fool." In the heart of Rome, Marcus Licinius Crassus was known not only for his wealth but also for his philanthropic initiatives. Crassus's generosity extended far beyond his personal life, manifesting in substantial donations to public works and infrastructure. One of his most significant contributions was the construction of aqueducts that brought clean water to thousands of Roman citizens. These aqueducts, a testament to his practical application of Stoic values, served as vital lifelines for the city's inhabitants. Crassus also funded the building and maintenance of temples, ensuring that these sacred spaces could serve their religious and communal purposes. These acts of philanthropy demonstrated his belief in the importance of giving back to society, beyond personal gain or political ambition. The temples he supported not only provided spiritual solace, but also functioned as gathering places for the community. Crassus's vision extended to creating spaces that fostered a sense of unity and collective well-being among the people. His actions reflected the Stoic principle of living in accordance with nature, recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings. Beyond his wealth, Marcus Licinius Crassus left another enduring legacy in ancient Rome: his commitment to education and the spread of philosophical knowledge. Crassus understood that true power came not just from wealth, but from the wisdom that philosophy could bring. To foster this in Rome, he established libraries and schools dedicated to philosophical studies. These institutions were open to all who sought knowledge, regardless of their social status or background. Crassus believed that education was the key to shaping a more enlightened society. Through these educational initiatives, Crassus sought to cultivate a society that was not just wealthy, but also wise and virtuous. His vision went beyond personal gain. It was a profound commitment to the betterment of Roman society as a whole. In doing so, he set an example that would resonate through generations, demonstrating how true leadership could transform not just individual lives, but also the fabric of society itself. This commitment to education was a testament to his belief in the power of knowledge to shape and improve the world around him. and it is this legacy that stands as one of the most enduring impacts of Marcus Licinius Crassus on Roman history, a reminder of how education can be a force for positive change. Inspired by these teachings, Crassus embarked on a journey of renunciation, leaving behind his vast fortune to pursue a life devoted to philosophical inquiry and personal growth. This decision was not merely a flight from wealth, but rather an embrace of a new philosophy that promised inner peace and wisdom. Through his study of Stoicism, Crassus learned to value the intangible riches of the mind and spirit over the fleeting allure of material possessions. His renunciation of wealth was not an act of self-deprivation, but a conscious choice to align his life with the highest ideals of Stoic philosophy. His story serves as a testament to the transformative power of education and self-reflection, illustrating how even the wealthiest among us can find greater riches in the pursuit of wisdom. As Crassus delved deeper into Stoic principles, he found solace and tranquility in a life guided by virtue and wisdom rather than the vagaries of fortune. His renunciation of wealth stands as one of history's most remarkable examples of how profound philosophical insights can reshape a life, offering us a glimpse into the spiritual motivations that underpinned his extraordinary decision. In the end, Crassus's story reminds us that true wealth is not measured by material possessions, but by the wisdom and virtue cultivated within. The philosophical foundations of Marcus Licinius Crassus can be traced back to the early influences of Stoicism and other schools of thought that shaped his thinking. Another influential figure was Epicurus, who founded the philosophical school known as Epicureanism. Epicurus believed in finding contentment through simple pleasures and avoiding unnecessary desires. These philosophical traditions likely influenced Crassus as he sought wisdom beyond his material wealth. By delving into these philosophies, Crassus expanded his understanding of the true nature of wealth and happiness. His pursuit of philosophy reflected a deep curiosity about the world beyond material possessions. In this way, Crassus's renunciation of wealth for philosophical pursuit was not just an act of personal growth, but a quest to understand the foundations of wisdom and virtue. This journey into philosophy ultimately shaped his worldview and actions, leaving a profound legacy that transcends his material wealth. Crassus applied Stoic principles of frugality and moderation in his financial decisions. The Stoics believed that wealth should be used practically and wisely to maintain one's well-being. Crassus invested in properties and businesses that provided steady returns rather than chasing fleeting profits. His approach was to accumulate wealth steadily over time, ensuring stability and long-term growth. The Stoic emphasis on practicality meant Crassus avoided speculative investments that were risky or unstable. He understood that true wealth lies not in extravagance, but in the ability to maintain one's life and well-being. This pragmatic approach to financial management allowed Crassus to amass one of the largest fortunes in history. Despite his immense wealth, Crassus remained grounded and avoided the excesses often associated with great riches. His commitment to Stoic values ensured that his wealth was not just a symbol of power, but a tool for practical living. Crassus's financial management was more than just accumulation of wealth. It was a testament to his philosophical principles. His legacy transcends his material wealth, demonstrating the profound impact of Stoic principles on one's worldview and actions. In the rolling hills of Rome, Marcus Licinius Crassus established his Stoic retreat. This wasn't just any property. It was an intentional seclusion designed to foster philosophical introspection. The location was chosen not merely for its beauty, but also for the tranquility and isolation it provided. In this haven, Crassus found the perfect setting to cultivate his philosophical pursuits. Surrounded by lush greenery and serene landscapes, the retreat offered a sense of harmony with nature that deeply influenced Crassus's thoughts. The quietude allowed him to delve into the principles of Stoicism without distraction. In this isolated sanctuary, Crassus could contemplate the impermanence of wealth and the true nature of happiness. The seclusion aided him in detaching from material possessions and focusing on inner peace. Crassus's retreat became a sanctuary where he could meditate on the virtues of Stoicism. Here, he practiced living simply and modestly, embodying the philosophical ideals that would later define his legacy. By removing himself from the bustle of Rome, Crassus discovered a profound sense of tranquility and insight. The solitude allowed him to deepen his understanding of Stoic principles and apply them more effectively to his life. Understanding the environments that shaped Crassus's philosophy deepens our insight into his Stoic beliefs and practices. His retreat served as a laboratory for the application of Stoicism in everyday life. As Crassus's wealth grew, so did his interest in philosophy. He sought to understand the principles of Stoicism, a school of thought founded by Zeno of Citium. As he aged, Crassus began to prepare for death, a practice known as premeditatio malorum in Stoic philosophy. This preparation included reflecting on the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death. According to the historian Plutarch, Crassus's last words were teneo, meaning "I hold on" in Latin. This Stoic declaration illustrates his commitment to endure his fate with courage and dignity. Crassus's philosophical journey culminated in a tranquil and dignified end, embodying the principles of Stoicism he had dedicated his life to understanding. His final days served as a testament to the power of Stoic philosophy in shaping one's attitude toward life and death. After renouncing his immense wealth, Crassus devoted himself to the pursuit of philosophical simplicity. He believed that true value lay not in material possessions, but in the clarity and focus they brought to the mind. Crassus saw simplicity as a means of cutting through life's distractions to uncover what is truly important. In his view, the simpler one's daily life, the greater the ability to concentrate on the essential. This focus, he argued, allows for a deeper understanding of the world and one's place within it. Crassus advocated for stripping away unnecessary complexities to reveal the fundamental truths that guide our lives. His philosophical commitment was unwavering. He found beauty and meaning in the simplicity of his new way of life. This dedication to living a philosophically driven life was evident in every aspect of his daily routine. In the bustling city of Rome, Marcus Licinius Crassus was a name synonymous with immense wealth and power. Yet his journey took an unexpected turn when he encountered the Stoic concept of equanimity, a state of calmness and composure in the face of adversity or joy. This philosophical teaching would profoundly shape his views on material possessions. Equanimity, at its core, is about maintaining balance and composure regardless of external circumstances. It's not about avoiding challenges or denying emotions, but rather learning to respond thoughtfully and with measured control. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within, not from the external world of wealth or status. This idea was revolutionary in a society like Rome where material riches were highly revered. Crassus, intrigued by this philosophy, began to see his vast wealth not as a measure of success, but as a potential hindrance to inner peace. Wealth, he realized, could often lead to anxiety and distraction from what truly mattered, the pursuit of wisdom. His growing interest in Stoicism led him to study under Athenodorus Cordelian, a renowned philosopher of the time. Under Athenodorus's guidance, Crassus delved deeper into the principles of equanimity and their practical application. He learned that true freedom comes not from acquiring more, but from being content with less. This shift in perspective began to shape his decisions and actions, moving him away from the quest for material gains. As Crassus immersed himself more deeply into philosophy, he started to question his role in society and his personal ambitions. He began to see the pursuit of wealth as a futile endeavor, a mere distraction from the path to true happiness. His example serves as a powerful reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the pursuit of wisdom and inner peace. Crassus's journey demonstrates how philosophical teachings can reshape one's life, leading to profound personal transformations. In the end, Marcus Licinius Crassus's renunciation of wealth was not a rejection of his past, but an affirmation of a higher purpose, one guided by the principles of equanimity and wisdom. And this is just one example of how philosophical teachings can guide individuals to make significant life changes, leading them on a path toward inner peace and true fulfillment.